There we go. So it took a minute to catch up. Hello and welcome to another episode of UKVersus. I am Brett, the bad guy Pendragon. I am once again, once I fix his camera, joined by Richard Stormloop Plumber. How have you been, Richard?
I'm all good, thank you very much. Yeah, no, I qualified this week. We had R2, so all quite on the Western Front, sort of UVS-wise locally. But yeah, everything's good. It's new banner day in Genshin, so I'll be going live a little bit afterwards to do some wishing on Genshin if people want to join me afterwards. But
Nice. I've been recovering from last night because our last chance qualifier started. Our last qualifier started at 6 p.m. I got there just about 4:30 because there was a lot of traffic alerts coming up on my phone. They know if you want to get there for this time, go now. And I was like, so I left 2 o'clock and got there way too early because all the traffic stuff sort of was sorted as I was going through it. And then I didn't get back till just after midnight.
Yeah, we're too old to make nights with car games, but it's what it is.
Okay. So I had my local qualifier. We had a new up and coming content creator 6. Who was there? His goal was to qualify for the R release. He's doing a 0 to hero sort of run this year, which he wants to end with him getting his own character. And
yeah, I mean, it's a lofty goal, that I applaud him for that.
But he hasn't done any of the major events before, so I kind of went full mini boss mode, going, okay, if you want to win a regionals, you need to be prepared for this kind of level of play. So I took a younger to go death deck.
So someone else is piloting your deck, yeah? So someone else is piloting your deck.
Now, I mean, I'm a mini boss. I'm not Hardiman or Liam or Grant Padley levels of boss. I am a mini boss. I don't claim to be good at this game, but I'm also not bad at the game.
No, that's fair. But I'll always take the opportunity to get the tickets in.
So I went full mini boss mode. I brought younger Toguro on death. I changed up a couple of things. I added a couple of critical role cards to it, and I was going up against people who had never looked at a Yu Yu Hakusho card before. And then I was talking to Rob, who is the TO and a good friend, and he had no idea what he wanted to play. I explained what the Storm of Hours loop combo is, and he was like, "Yes, I want that. Build me that." I was like, "Cool, I'll build you that. Let's go." Unfortunately, he didn't win a single game, but it was his first time piloting the deck, and he did make people sweat.
What else was he playing other than Storm of Arrows?
4 Storm of Arrows, 2 Double Spirit Blasts, 4 Targeting Blasts. Basically, it's just a load of stuff that utilizes momentum as well. So if you didn't see the Storm of Arrows, which is what his main issue was, Storm of Arrows seemed to be at the bottom of his deck. He was able to kind of utilize.
So was the list you put together? Was this a list you put together?
This is just a list I quickly put together a couple of days before. I think this was Saturday. I didn't think about
recreating Tasty Rift and Your Needle Lunge.
No, I wasn't playing Tasty Rift because I don't have enough to do it. I did consider doing Needle Lunge, but it wasn't. If I was playing myself, I wouldn't. But I was taking into account how Rob plays decks, so I was running more things like.
It's just a free momentum to get in the turn, right?
Yeah, I was running more things like Muscle Model and stuff, the stuff that utilizes the free momentum you're getting.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a unique way to look at it, but round 1 I got paired up against Minute 2 as younger to go, and I got a bigger hand size than you, I got more health than you, and you all you do is make me play this game fairly because you add one to my card pool and then I build one down.
Yeah. And like your combating is debuilding by just building, right?
Yeah, that's just it. It's in case if you just keep me you just keep me playing the game with progressive. But
yeah,
this was Six's first string, and he just kept telling me to stop. I think I just like it was like turn 3 or turn 4 wins every single time it's been out because I just slammed for like a third of his health every single attack.
well, yeah. I mean, like setting a speed to 0 is nice and all, but like younger scorer doesn't really do speed. It's just he's throwing 5 attacks and all potato.
Yeah.
So just being able to reset speed on them doesn't really matter.
Big shout out to Will Howard for shouting at me because I sent him a list. He's like, "Why are you only running 2 mob strikes? Like that's your win that is your win condition." I was like, "Oh." So I bumped it up to 5, and yeah, mob strike is just nasty.
Oh, you cheats.
So like you said, like it's literally a case of I sort of sat there at one point against all my opponents. Was like, looked at my hand, like, "You're dead." I'm just deciding how you die now because battle or
mob
release.
strikes.
Yeah, I think in round 2 against Asui, I forced him into deadlock and then went Val seizing, Azor, Val seizing, tray size, cheerful uppercut for 15. He's like, "Oh, I want my checks off -5, and you're just coming at me with double-digit damage and everything." I'm like, yeah. So, but the good thing that came out of it is they were so demoralized from that fight that they're now looking to pull away from the MHA only stuff. They were so happy with just MHA only.
Yeah.
There was one guy who just didn't take part because he thought it was Spotlight and it was Standard. But after seeing the Jester stuff like Cure, Wound Restore and stuff like that, he's going to get into Standard now, which is really cool. I've just booked my.
What was the turnout like?
We had 6 people playing, and 1 person who thought it was Spotlight, so didn't play. Although we did offer him there was a couple who had extra decks. Unfortunately, a couple of the regulars couldn't make it because they had other people calling sick to work, so they had to be pulled in. But we ended up with 6 of us, 7, but 6 playing, including a guy that's relatively new, which was cool to see. And I've just booked my accommodation for regionals, and I'm going to be joined by at least 2 of the guys that were playing yesterday, and they weren't originally going to go, but after seeing like the Hakusho stuff like that and seeing how cool the meta currently is with attacks like this and like the Storm of Hours stuff, and I was talking to like the Asui player going, Chaos is cool, but you should look up Tam's list on water, and talking to about Suzuki and Younger Toguro and all these other characters that are now in there, and how what they're trying to do is really cool, but these guys do it better. And the best example of that is the finals was me versus All For One. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm just doing everything you're doing, but I'm doing it better."
Yeah. We basically get momentum. Yeah, the wall click on face is nice, I suppose. But yeah, unfortunately, however much I love All For One, it's just there's not really room for him anymore.
When I have 4 foundations and he has 5, and my attacks get +2 and his attacks get +1, you know there's an issue.
Yeah, and it's just the death symbol got such a glow up.
Yeah, Botan's coaching is such a beast. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. Like I said, I didn't get back until just after midnight. So I was absolutely knackered when I woke up this morning because it was a weird drive back. It was sort of like flash flood, rain, clear, flash flood, rain, clear, flash flood, rain, clear, all the way back. You're like, living in the south is weird. But I got the Deku, the other promos. I got a stack of the Fallen Angel promos, like literally a sealed stack because they had some spare.
Yeah, I've got so many of those.
Yeah.
I don't think we've quite had the pigeons yet locally. I imagine they should be there soon.
Yeah, apparently they got sent out this week, so I'm going to hopefully get down at some point to get those because they look really cool. But did you have qualify on Sunday? Or have you already done all yours?
No, we've had because it's 2 per shot, right? So we've had our 2.
Yeah, I think there's like 5 days left, and then they're done. That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if people watching have got local qualifiers, hit them up. They're a lot. They're absolutely great. Great to support your local store. And regionals are what, a week away. I think. Yeah, Australia, like Oceanic, go first.
Yeah, I think they go first. I think ours is what, like the 20th ish around then.
2 weeks. 2 weeks on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I think it's unlikely I'll be going, but we'll never know.
Well, I mean, even if you just come up for the £10 draft, $10 draft.
Well, if I go, then I want to play, but yeah, it's unlikely.
But yeah, as soon as I saw Rochester announce the $10 draft, I was like, that's amazing. And then Sean announced that we're getting it as well. I was like, on Sunday, $10 for 6 packs is just insane.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and like, it's a good move. Like, if UVS want draft to be part of the competitive landscape, then they need to sort of support it and drive it and advertise it, right? And incentivize people to sort of, take a dip in the ocean. So, like, subsidizing drafts at regionals is a good way of doing that. Right? Yeah, fair play.
That's a really cool thing. The playmats just arrived at Patriot today as well. I think this is going to be a really, really cool regional. Can't wait to get some recording done, because we're going to have a singles vendor. We're going to have UVS there. We're going to have hopefully a decent turnout. It's going to be a really cool start to like our competitive season in terms of like major race.
Yeah, I really hope we got a good turnout. I think a realistic number is sort of somewhere between 50 and 100.
Yeah, I think we've got 9 people signed up at the minute. I'm expecting that to fly up.
So yeah, like I said, I hope we got a good turnout. Fingers crossed. Maybe I get there, but
yeah, 6. This is just a joke at the minute on the screen, because in the past we've had 8-handers come in, and 9 out of 10 of them have been banned pretty much immediately. We had Toga 4 come in before as Quan Chi, who got banned, then was fixed to twice per turn, and then got banned again. So I'm expecting the return of reversal in some way or form in the future.
Well, we haven't seen the new mechanic yet, right? The new keyword. No. Right, we'll have to wait and see that.
As Daniel pointed out last week, they did test out retaliation with the Briarwood stuff. So retaliation as a keyword would be very cool. But
yeah,
I think if we're gonna see reversal as a keyword ability, like retaliation as well, it'll be in Attack on Titan, because it's very thematic to the show.
Yeah, quite possibly. I sort of expect it to come back in a Neo reversal form at some point, but when and how they do that, no idea.
Yeah, I expect it to be heavily monitored and not as broken as it was in the past.
Yeah.
So the guy that's commenting here, a guy named Six, is who I was on about, the up and coming content creator doing Zero to Hero, and after getting some PYTSD, which is post younger to girl stress syndrome disorder, has been doing a deep dive into all the like cards from the older stuff and from Critical Role and stuff like that, because Six did try to get a hold of things like Cage of Hell, stuff like that, but he ordered them from Rochester, so they got stuck in customs.
Right, okay. Which is surprising, because I didn't think they did international shipping anymore.
I didn't think they did. And I mean, most people at the minute are
maybe it was through TCG Player that maybe they do. I don't know.
Possibly. But after that, I did get them onto Card Goblin, because Card Goblin still have their 10% discount code with NAT20. And they've just had a massive restock.
We've actually, singles aren't amazing in the UK, but we do, like I say, we have got Card Goblin. We've got Big Orbit that have restocks and stuff. We've got
UA Rejects.
UA Rejects, and then Sam who I can't remember what his name of his one. So there's a few.
Yeah, there's a few, but I don't think any of them are like refresh stock as much as Card Goblin.
Yes, they seem to be the one that have the most in stock at the moment. So
yeah,
and it's just good we've got some amount of singles that are being supported. Like
I was actually talking to Richard, who owns Card Goblin, earlier today, and we were reminiscing on the fact that he started selling singles because he did like a boosted post through Facebook advertising Card Goblin. And then some cheeky git just went and commented on the community post going, do you support UVS/UniVersus? He's like, never heard of it. And he was like, oh yeah, that was you. I was like, yeah, that was me. So I kind of feel like responsible getting you into selling singles, because when I see
hopefully he's making a bunch of money from it. Like I want you want these stores to be successful, so that they can continue to support the community. So
I mean, he's coming down to sell singles at the release, at the regional. So I assume he's doing well. And like yesterday when we were talking about, I was like, Big Orbit's great, but Card Goblin is a lot more consistent, and Big Orbit have kind of teetered off a little bit. It used to be the place you could go and get really cheap singles, like a lot less than what they were. But I mean, I just picked up 4 Tagoro Brothers retro cards from Card Goblin for £2 each.
Yeah, I mean, they were never going to be pricey. The demand just isn't there for them, right?
No.
The retro scene in the UK isn't huge. It's probably up 10 players, maybe, I don't know. But
this isn't sponsored. We're not sponsored by Card Goblin anyway for like our UK people. If do shop around, do check out Sam's Red. I can't remember what his is either. UA Rejects, I believe. There's some more people that are working on singles markets. Big Orbit's still a great way to go. Card Trade is still a great way to go.
And then you got the ones over the US, assuming they couldn't supply over here. So you've got like your Rochesters and Unfun stuff and stuff. So
a great
support the game stores, support the stores that support the game. They need to.
And a great segue there for US is yesterday. What everyone thought was an April Fool's prank, we got, as far as I know, the first scratch and sniff UVS card in the history of the game.
Yeah. I still, in my brain, I don't know how much of all this is April Fool's or not. I know Lenoco, I said it's all official.
Oh no, yeah, it's 100% legit. These were on the stock. These were on the market on the UVS brand new store for $30 a piece. Now shipping internationally. The moment that dropped, I jumped on Lenoco to get it sorted out. Murray jumped in there complaining. Mr. Hardiman posted in the main Discord about how angry he was about this. He never posted in the main Discord.
He doesn't post on any Discord.
That's how big of an issue this is. That Hardiman went and posted publicly his displeasure at the fact this was US only, and then it got updated that local game stores were getting hold of them, and that's great for people with them. But then I still complained, going, that's not good enough. And then about an hour later, it was updated to international shipping. So local game stores will be being sent 12 promos and 1 playmat to do with as they wish. But you can go and buy these. The playmat's the exact same as the card on here. And if you rub or scratch this card, it smells like eucalyptus.
Yeah, it's an odd one. I assume this is another Critical Role thing, right?
So I've seen some people talk about it, and Tam says he can't post the clip as to how this guy got like his name. So I'm really interested to actually find out about this. I might ask Millie about it, but yeah, it's a Critical Role card. It's a 5-hander with 39 health, which is really cool in itself. It has once per turn complement a rival, ready 1 foundation in each rival stage, and then you ready 2 foundations. So this is more geared towards multiplayer. And
so it may be a hint of things to come in that space.
Yeah, and then
the fact that they've said each rival.
Response, commit 1. Just after a rival's attack deals damage, add 1 action or spell from your discard to your hand. So again, if we're playing triple threat and you hit player X, I can commit and pick up a spell,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
I don't know if this guy's good or not. He doesn't necessarily look great.
Yeah, depending on, I mean, it's if we're talking multiplayer formats, this is the kind of card I would build an EDH deck around, because it sits there and goes,
Yeah.
you don't want to hurt me. I get to give you resources back once per turn. So if there's like 6 of us playing, I get to ready 6 of your foundations. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be really cool. I think he's gonna be fun. I don't think he's meant to be competitive.
No.
My only downside to this is it's another mechanically unique promo hidden behind a paywall.
What's that, sorry?
It's another mechanically unique promo hidden behind a paywall, which is something I thought we'd gone away from.
Yes. Yeah, it's a bit like obviously the Godzilla one, right? In that they're not really competitive, and I guess that's part of their thinking is they're not really competitive to the matter, but it's still kind of it's the sort of the feeling of it, right?
Yeah, especially when it was like not available for international purchase. It felt much closer to how Godzilla was, but that was a TCG play. The fact that this was on the official store and wasn't international is what got most of us more riled up about it.
Yeah.
I think he's cool.
But,
I think he's got cool symbols. I mean, he's got water, which is arguably one of the most powerful symbols at the minute, thanks to all the cards that are on there.
yeah, it sort of really doesn't have Earth in that he's like a plant person, but like, yeah.
Plant robot.
Again, I didn't really much about him. But yeah, he's fun. He's cool. I don't think he'll do anything, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, and then we've been having character previews coming down, and we've just had a whole article about the next set come down. We haven't had we've had a couple of spoilers through there, and we've kind of figured out who's coming next in the line. And one of the things about these previews is it's kind of left content creators twirling their thumbs, going, "What happened to our previews?"
Yeah, so there's obviously, you know, I'm not going to criticize UVS games like this, right? Like it's their baby. They get to do what the hell they want with it, and we aren't owed shit, right? But I did enjoy the content creator season as a whole, and being able to preview cards and getting able to be part of that for you hacker show was great and a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, really appreciated it, and I think just having the content creators put their spin on it was a lot of fun. I think there might be multiple things here that could have maybe caused them to back away from it. One, it could be a Toho thing, right? It could be down to the My Hero license owner. They might have had some issues with some of the reveals. Maybe the Hiei one that didn't go down so well, maybe caused issues there. It may be a case of they don't feel that the content creator reveals are pushing, you know, are doing the marketing job, because that's effectively what they want from it, that they want, and they feel that they're better doing that via their social media channels. That might be it. It might just be effectively a business decision. Again, if that's what they feel is best for their business, then fair play, that's all good. It might be something to do with all the recent drama, right? And everyone kicking up a fuss, and they just kind of maybe are taking a step back from that community engagement and reassessing things and wanting to reset and look at things from outside and just saying, okay, for this set, we're backing away until we review things and work out how we want to go do things going forward. There could be a lot of things at play here. You know, I don't know whether you ever heard back from Levi in terms of like the email and stuff.
So I dropped Levi an email, and UKVersus Academy dropped an email because I was talking with Matt, and we both kind of got the exact same response back, which was, there's no information at this time that they can give us about content creator programs or content creator previews, but to keep up the good work that was on there. Because in my email, I literally put a thing at the end going, if it's a metrics thing, if it's a qualification thing, tell us how we need to improve. Please tell us how we can qualify for this stuff.
Yeah,
Because I was just looking for any kind of answer, and I was just told, yeah,
yeah, and that's fair. Like they're obviously working on something. I believe they've got a new director of marketing. I can't remember the exact title. They got a new person join. So again, they might have wanted to say, right, we're backing away from this one. We're gonna just take a set off, do it internally, keep it simple before we look at how we want to do these things. When there's more stricter guidelines, how content creators do it, more stricter guidelines for which content creators do it, how they're done, the timings, all that sort of stuff. Again,
Yeah.
totally reasonable. And I think people just need to like let people do their jobs to an extent. Sometimes I'm not talking you.
Yeah.
You know, when we get that kind of sorry, I've got no more information to give you, they need to let it go. Especially people need to let Lenoco go. Like, and you know, it sometimes frustrates me when he gets in the neck on Discord, and it's like the dude's an employee. He's doing his job. If he had information to give you, he would. He has to give you the company line because he's an employee. It's his livelihood. Back the fuck off him.
Fair play to UVS employees of every level.
Yeah.
They do skirt that company line for us a lot as a community.
Yeah.
They do drop like hints and coded stuff that we've got. It's like kind of like talking with an ARG game. Like when we got the giant cards for Nats, Alex spent the entire time calling them colossal cards because he was trying to hint to people that Attack on Titan was coming. So it's like there's kind of hidden code and stuff there. The biggest thing I've seen from talking with people and seeing this is, as you quite rightly said in the creators chat spot, UVS owes us nothing. Content creator previews are a courtesy they give to us. It's a great way to engage with the community which they already do quite a lot, and it's a great way like to have a symbiosis between content creators and the company. But they owe us nothing.
Yeah. I mean, we do this shit for fun, right? Like, you know, we don't make anything off it. We do it because we enjoy the game. We enjoy just chatting about it, right?
Exactly.
And from their perspective, it's effectively a marketing thing, right? They want to sell the game. Like, organized play is a marketing expense from a company perspective. Like, and that's why these things, they need to perform that role for the company. And if they feel they aren't getting their dollars worth out of what they're giving, you know, then it's fair play. Like, you know, ultimately we all want the game to succeed. They're probably best placed to determine how to make the game succeed. So
yeah,
I'm down to let them make decisions. I'm happy just to keep lines of communication open and just say, look, you know, I'm not saying I'm going to be Captain Sellout here, right? When I think they're doing something wrong, I'm going to say it. But I also like to have that nice, you know, I feel like we've got a good relationship with the company in terms of, you know, that back and forth. So
we all love to Andrew and other content creators out there that are more go for the throat with their content in terms of how they're reacting to the company. We kind of walk the David Toombs line of we want to try and understand.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's just a case of, I don't know, I'm an old man. I don't really get too wound up about stuff, right? I just kind of, it's like, it's whatever, it is what it is.
I get wound up, but I do try to see it from the company's perspective as well. And I try to look at it through a more logical lens. The biggest, like, getting back to my original point, the biggest thing I've heard people come back with is, as content creators, is we just like to be told. And it reminds me of Webcam Wednesdays, where they've just gone and we've not been told anything about them. It reminds me of the class reunion stuff, where they were delayed in the EU and we got no kind of statement about it until we started actually chasing it up with UVS, and then we got a statement from UVS going, they're delayed, we're working on them and stuff like that. It just would be nice as a community, as content creators, to just be made aware of how our positions have been and why it hasn't happened this time. If it was just a simple case of we can't go into details, there's no content creator previews this time, they may come back, they may not. please keep up the great work for the community. Boom, fine, done. But radio silence on...
Yeah, again, sometimes it's just one of those things, and it goes part and parcel of getting burned on stuff, right? Especially, the whole drama recently. Sometimes it's better to not say anything, because the moment you do say anything, you are then almost held accountable for it because of the way people are a bunch of drama queens.
But you can say things.
That's why companies don't, and they don't say anything, and they don't communicate. It's to avoid that.
Yeah, I
get yourself into a corner.
I do get that, but also not saying things allows people to make these interpretations. And one of the things I remember is I was looking through the emails, and we didn't get an email about doing a character reveal until 1 month before the set was due to be released, which is still like 2 weeks away. So these emails could still be coming, but with how the characters are being done,
I think it's unlikely at this point. Like, we've had too much previewed. I think, again, a lot of what's going on with Girl Power, it might be a Toho thing, right? We don't know. Because, they're obviously very, very strict when it comes to how their product, how their IP is represented in terms of like artwork, and like the approvals for like Toho artwork is insane. So it's just one of those things.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just a case of, it would just be nice to be made. We have to have kind of like an open dialogue with UVS as a content creator. Yes, we're not the biggest content creators. We're doing, like you say, we're doing this for fun. We're just doing it because we love the game and we love the community. But it would just be nice to have just an email or a little message in the content creator going, we've heard you. It isn't happening this time. We'll keep you informed, or just like a message that doesn't say anything, that just recognizes that we have been heard and they understand our frustrations, but there's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah, but also we don't know what's going on behind closed doors, right? We don't know that there's like not, it might be a case of the UVS building is on fire and they've got massive things they have to deal with internally we have got no clue about, and they don't have time for that shit.
I mean,
like,
UVS is always on fire. The amount of times I've been like messaging Lenoco, and he's like, I've just got to go put out a lot of fires because we got new Bluey stuff coming out, and we just had like a lot of phone backgrounds dropped for the grannies because it's their week, because there's a new episode for the grannies coming out. I've been sending them to like Lenoco and other people, and yeah, people are just very busy at the minute. We're leading up to regionals, and they're going to be busy because they're going to be they're also going to be traveling around. Yeah.
So yeah, like again, I just have I have low expectation in terms of sort of what I feel like I'm entitled to. I just feel like they'll tell us shit when they need to tell us shit.
We are entitled to sweet diddly squat, and I'm okay with that. But what I would appreciate as a content creator is just a open communication sort of thing. I understand they can't tell us a lot. I understand they may not be able to tell us anything. But just being told that they've heard us and they're working on it would be enough.
Yeah.
Let's get on to the actual Girl Power spoilers. I need to find out. I also need to find out if fresh cut grass is legal for standard, because I might just rock up to the alley.
I'm pretty sure Lenoco confirmed he's 100% standard legal.
Oh, if he arrives in time, do I just play him at the alley?
Once per turn, dear rival, at least you aren't Brett. Ready when you're foundation.
No. I'm coming up with a list of passive aggressive compliments.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you look like the kind of person that trims their nails regularly.
Mm-hmm.
You look like you have a good relationship with your parents.
but yes. So we've obviously had so in terms of Girl Power, we've had several sort of full kits spoiled. And obviously a couple of new characters. I don't think we've got all 5 yet of the new ones. And then they did another spoiler article today. Well, not I say spoiler, like a preview article today. There was a whole bunch of stuff. So we saw one of the Chromes. We saw some of the SRs. We saw a couple of new characters, some of the alt art characters.
Yeah, it's also confirmed.
So yeah, we'll just
and because
go
of
through, I guess, from the beginning.
Yeah, and because of the numbering of some of the cards, it has started to rule out who we will be seeing with full kits. I think like Magni and Midnight are now completely ruled out as having full kits, which makes me kind of sad.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they reprint Midnight One in the reprint slot. You know, like they've done with Thingamajig.
They can't give us Botan's coaching Mop Strike rejuvenating Midnight One.
Yeah, where's the damage coming from? It's fine.
Who needs damage when you're just going absolutely nuts with attacks and draws?
I mean, Midnight was always strong. Was never one of the most broken characters. I mean, again, it might be a case if we don't get Midnight at all, but I almost feel like they will just because somnambulism exists.
I cannot see a world where they reprint Midnight 1, Jiro 1, or Momo 1. No chance.
Oh, no. Like, again, the Jiro Momo will definitely not. Midnight, just because it was much because of like Iwabami. I wouldn't be surprised if, because there are promo characters, so they would be top of the list for me for ones that could appear in that reprint slot because they were in that kind of promo character.
So
not everyone can get them slot.
For me, given where it falls story wise, yes, this might be an accessory set, but given where it falls story wise, Midnight 2 and Magni 2 need to be in this set because unless we get another like filler set where they go back in time, those characters are not getting futures cards.
No, I don't think. I think if we were going to get a Magni 2, it would have been here, but I don't think we're getting another Magni.
But we've not. He might not get a full kit, but he might get like a small kit or something along those lines. I'm holding out hope that we do get like a free card Magni 2. It'd be really cool to have a trans character in Girl Power. I think that'd be personally. I think that'd be really cool. And
yeah, I mean the issue is Magni's only in it for 5 minutes basically, right? So he was only in the show for 5 minutes.
I mean,
so that's why I don't think they'll get a second one.
Yeah, that's fair. But I mean, like the rapper and stuff got. So those guys were only in it as much as Magni's been in it.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, so we'll start off with Kendo, one of the most anticipated characters, the Queen of 1B, the ultimate in mid matters characters.
Yes. I mean, obviously Funny Punch has always been a bit of a favourite, right? As a semi-meme, sometimes been semi-competitive, but everyone loves doing the Funny Punch thing. So, just having the character based around the Funny Punch that also happens to just sort of randomly be an 8-hander.
I don't think there's been a competitive event that Kai has gone to where he hasn't forced Funny Punch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Funny Punch was in some of those day one decks on at the first HLC, right?
Was it? The first HLC, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it was in the one last one I went to, but yeah, it's a decent card. I mean, I got completely rocked by Funny Punch's deadlock abilities by Luke Quincy, so I can't complain about it. And Kendo being in this set has led people to think that one of the 12 reprint slots is going to Funny Punch, because having Kendo and Funny Punch together, having Funny Punch rotate out this year and having Kendo still be around for 2 years is going to be rough.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't need it, right? She got the rest of her kit.
That's fair.
Like, honestly, there's a certain level to Kendo where you just read her as she's an 8-hander and ignore the rest of it.
Pretty much, right? Yeah. She's decent at 8-hander. You has a lot of fun. She's a cool character. I've made this joke all the way through, but she's very mid.
Yes, I know. But I think just being an 8-hander is pretty strong.
Yeah. Well, if you're going second,
you're committed, but...
if you're going second, you're an 8-hander. If you're going first, you're a 6-hander for 2 turns.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think she probably does want to play with her kit to do the thing. But yeah, you are almost certainly just going to be mono mid.
Yeah, she's very very cool, but she telegraphs her attacks before they go down, which is never great because you know she's going to be running primarily mids. They are.
Yes, like yeah, but they all sort of hit hard, and she's adding speed and stun and everything on them. So,
She has got the cool symbols for it. She's got all order, which is great. Water, not so much for mid. I mean, you do get access to the Hero 2 package, but look, unfortunately, I'm a Hero 2 is a 1A enhancement, I believe.
yeah, but then you've got the
I won't back down, which lets you draw on blocks.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went back down is really good, just for sort of free damage momentum because nobody blocks it.
It's a shame she doesn't share symbols with Mirio, where you can access things like Unrivaled Combatant and stuff, where you can change the zone of the attacks with the punches.
Yeah.
But
No, I think it's just like, it just plays into the thing. It's like just she's a mid attack character, right?
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Yeah. Kendo is I like Kendo. I think Kendo's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean she's gonna be fun, but she's gonna be a bit one trick pony, right?
Yeah.
And that's sort of it with Kendo. It's either she's very one trick pony or you're playing a blank 8-hander, which might actually be totally fine.
I mean, blank 8-handers have got banned before, so
yeah.
But yeah, I think at Nats we'll probably see Kai rock up with a Kendo he's been working on for like 8 months.
Probably.
And then the next one we got is the controversial one, the one that had people crying in the streets. Toga 4, aka Quan Chi 3. They're going for the hats and bands.
I've heard a lot of rumblings. I haven't really looked into how the combo really works and thought the loop through in my head, but it's basically Rando Spirit Gun is the problem, right? I think Toga is totally fine until you start throwing in Rando Spirit Gun, in which case she gets to do some really, really dumb things.
Yeah, so the issue is with Evil. So Toga does not say...
I think he works on all as well.
All as well, yeah.
Yeah.
So Toga does not say she can't copy herself. And Rando Spirit Gun, as written, says that you can use once per turn abilities on your character twice. Now, I've already checked with Murray. That includes once per turn effects that get added to it.
Yeah.
So you go... So in Magical Christmas Land, I do understand for people that are going to... In Magical Christmas Land, you'll have 3 copies of Toga and 4 copies of Manata 2 in your discard. You'll then discard a Toga to get the ability to copy and enhance. You'll do it again, and then you'll copy Manata, and you'll debuild them 1. You go, cool. You then play Rando Spirit Gun and refresh all your once per turns. You debuild them 1, you copy Manata, you copy Manata, you copy Manata, and then you can copy an Overhaul or a Rapper or a Younger Toguro or whatever the hell else on Evil you want to copy, and then you just debuild them 3 more. And then you give your attack.
Or you find something that just puts a mega ton of stats on something.
And then you play your 3rd attack and you debuild them 3 more, and you go, oh, I debuilt you for 8.
Yeah, it's either. I mean, I think you've got the. I will just debuild you into the Stone Age, or you can play the sort of. Actually, I'm just going to give this attack a bajillion stats through, getting some other characters. So, yeah.
You can also do the Overhaul lineup of I'll build 8 face downs and play 8 face downs without progressive.
Yeah. It's Rando Spirit Gun is the issue, right? Like, I think everything is fine until you have that card in the mix. Rando Spirit Gun, we're into it.
So, Rando Spirit Gun is the issue in Standard. Mr. Nick Reagan would not engage me in conversation as to how this card will affect Retro, because it's going to affect retro in a big way. But Randall Spirit, yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Changing Randall Spirit Gun to just say printed abilities fixes the issue. Having Toga unable to copy herself still creates an issue where she can do it twice with Randall's Spirit Gun, but
again, it's more fair.
Yeah, it's not the build for 8 Magical Christmas Land thing. It's a debuild for 2 kind of thing, or it's a lot. It's sort
of doing what Rando does, right? It's just that's what the card does. It's fine,
but it turns her into Quan Chi 2, which was still banned for being overpowered.
Yeah, I mean, on first impression with Toga, I'm like, okay, she's going to be interesting. She'll be fun. I don't think she'll do anything. Then obviously it's like, wait, Rando Spirit Gun kind of breaks it in half. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe. Yeah. I'm all for Quan Chi getting banned the 3rd time because I think it'll be funny as hell. We printed Quan Chi, he was busted. We printed a fixed version of Quan Chi, he was busted and got banned. And then we printed a really powered down version of Quan Chi with different abilities, nothing to do with that kind of, gets enhanced, replay enhanced type thing. And, it's got Toga's face on it now. It can't possibly... Oh, no, that's broken as well.
I completely forgot she had a second ability. That's how powerful I thought she is. But she can mill 1 for 1 damage.
Yeah, I mean, part of the thing with Quan Chi, right, was just, his response thing was busted as well. Certainly the first one.
Yeah.
Just whenever the opponent plays enhanced, was it +1 or -1 speed or +1 or -1 damage? I'm like...
Something okay. Yeah, this is a very watered down Quan Chi with, like, the mill stuff. But
yeah, but there's a good chance even very watered down Quan Chi is still busted. Now, I think, again, on its face, I think it's probably fine. I think the interaction with Rando Spirit Gun isn't conceivably fine.
Yeah.
We will see. But, yeah.
I mean, Rando Spirit Gun is still a 2 check, and yes, you still need to see them. But you've got to remember, this is a character with evil, which means you can go... First attack, copy Elder Toguro, discard a card, play Randall Spirit Gun.
Yeah. Like you can do a lot of things, right?
You can do some very dumb stuff. I am very excited for the 1 month we're going to get to play Toga for.
Yeah. I'd imagine if anything gets touched, Rando gets touched. Like, I think they'll let Toga cook and then just.
So the issue there is that they don't errata attacks; they just ban them.
Yeah, I mean, I think banning Rando Spirit Gun is totally fine. I mean, it's probably should just stay in retro.
I think changing her to be copy another character is better.
Yeah, maybe, but let's not worry too much about banning any mastering cards till they come out. Let them cook, and then we'll see if anything needs to happen.
I mean, we've still got a month. We've got a month of cooking to do, but that was really, really cool. After that came...
Yeah, I mean, won't necessarily go too much into individual cards here for what it's worth. Obviously, if you want to check out our previews, obviously go check out the UVS Game Socials all on the Facebook, and I imagine they'll eventually all be up on the usual sites like UVS Ultra and stuff.
Yeah, I think once it's like the cards are officially out as PNGs, they'll do it.
Yeah.
Then it was Giro next, I believe.
I think so. Yes.
Then we got Giro 3, another 7-hander. Charge matters, but without any of the double jab pummel. Not.
Just looking for any reason to play double jab pummel.
Yeah.
Giro didn't really excite me on first read. Like, again, partly it's just due to being spoiled by Giro 1.
So for me, it's the fact you don't get to rearrange your cards. Once per turn, this attack gets +1 speed. +1 amount speed for each of its keywords, and then look at top 2 cards of your deck. You don't get to rearrange them.
Yes, which is always really a bit too good.
I think the response is I think the response is cool. It's very rarely going to pop off. It does require sort of like get you to play 4 of all your attacks.
Yeah, again, very sort of reminiscent of Deku 2 in a way. You know, you just sort of, you know, you get to respond on checking something that you've already done.
My friend Andrew put it the best way. This is just great support for Deku 5.
Yeah, probably. I mean, some of our cards are really good, like that are interesting. Like the ultra rare is quite interesting.
But
like
if you put if
Sword does have a lot of stuff,
but if
and
you
it's just like beefy.
if you put the ultra rare in Deku 5,
yeah, like just on its own, like just looking at the card.
You get to keep dealing damage. You get to keep committing their foundations, ready in the backup with Deku to get your speed, and it's a great combination play. I think Deku 5 is going to eat these very well.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not sold on Jiro 3, and I'm okay having a rubbish Jiro. You know, she's had too much time in the sun from Jiro 1. So again,
has she though? She's
totally
only
okay with Jiro. I'm totally okay with Jiro 3 being a bit poopy.
In 2 years, she only won 1 major event. I don't think Jiro 1 got her day in the sun as much as she should have.
I mean, she did really. I mean, she was probably just the best character in all of that time, and people just weren't playing her enough as much as they should have been doing.
I think Juice Box Hero is cool, and it's got little Cementos Juice Box. I think I think sound sensitivity is going to be really cool with the after stun attack is played. It loses 2 keywords of your choice. Great stun hate, and you can get rid of powerful. You can get rid of EX. You can. It's not even keyword ability, so you can get rid of punch and stuff like that if the punch package ever comes back.
Yeah, yeah.
Get rid of combo. Fine. Let's go. Yeah, Jiro is cute. Then the last of the 12 that we saw is Nagant.
Yeah, I think that was a bit. It was slightly unexpected, right? I think people weren't quite certain that we would be at that part of the story arc, right? That was my understanding.
Yeah. So we've jumped a lot, but with this kind of utility set, it makes sense. Because
and again, it depends how much more My Hero they want to do, right? You know, they might be trying to sort of rush it out, maybe because they're tired of dealing with Toho. Who knows?
Also one of the main issues is the story starts to slow down now. After like the Nagant stuff, it becomes kind of like one massive war arc, and even in the manga now, from what I don't read the manga, before I'm told, like this war has been going on for like 2 years.
Right. Okay.
So it's like this one arc is just huge, and it's kind of like the final. But yeah, Lady Nagant is cool. I do think the UR and the character art should have been swapped.
Is she a villain? Oh yeah, it literally says villain on her.
She's an ex-pro hero turned villain by All For One.
Right. Okay.
She has her arm is a gun, and she turns her hair into bullets.
Right.
It's cool. It's very cool. She has a nice fight with Deku where you get to see him utilizing a lot more of the other abilities of One for All.
Yeah.
But yeah, and because Lady Nagant's there, and in that season, right at the end, we see Stars and Stripes. I am so hoping we get Stars and Stripes, who was just like in 2 seconds of like at the end of the season, but Dabi and Toga were in a tiny part of season 2, and they got set to season 2. I need to actually remind myself of how her quirk actually works.
But yeah, Lady Nagant itself, yeah, she just is very underwhelming. So, like, can we add the top card with deck to card pool after your rival plays a non-character and enhance ability cancel on face is sort of nice. Like, sure.
She'd be great in a world where Jin doesn't exist.
Yeah, but like, yeah, stuffing your own carpool to a cancel is a reasonably high cost, and her form is nice. Again, it's sort of it's sort of Hawks thing where you always have an attack to be able to play your enhances, right? So you've always got something you can sling. Like just being able to fling a 3/3 at the end of a string, like just to say, actually, I've got one more in me.
Yeah, her form is really, really cool. It's a 2 difficulty range attack, so you're pretty much always going to pass it, especially with her foundations that give your 2 checks +1. It's card draw.
Yeah,
on
that's
face.
the thing that excites me. She's all about 2 checks, right? Or she's all about bad checks.
She's got card draw on face or clear from your card pool, which I think is really cool. I just think stuffing your card pool for a cancel is very, very costly, and you only get to do it once, and her form isn't tenacious. So the fact that you can launch, like if you don't launch as your first attack, your opponent can just pop off on your first attack going, I want you to cancel and lose that extra attack. I want you to play this.
And also it's debuilding you, right?
Yeah.
Like quite often you're just not going to want to do it because you're debuilding yourself one.
I mean, late game, you have deadlock support on face. She's cool. She's cute in both senses. I know some people are saying she's going to be very competitive. I just don't see it.
Yeah, same. I'm not sold. Again, I like the sort of bad check stuff in her support. I love my 1 checks. So I'm all for that. But yeah, overall I'm not a fan.
So Stars and Stripes is the USA's #1 hero who's been brought in to help with All for One and Shigaraki at the end of last season.
Mm-hmm.
She's USA's #1 hero. She influenced All Might's look and his attitude and stuff like that. And her quirk is called New Order, which means she can give 2 orders simultaneously that affects everything. So she can affect gravity, physics, logic, reality. She can just change she can change the laws of physics on a whim.
Okay. You just see how they put that in the game, if they do.
Yeah. So I was saying this in like group chats and in Discords and stuff like that. So there's no way that UVS, the American company with the massive American player base that loves its NA players, doesn't make the #1 US hero the most overpowered character in the game.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
I want her to be a 4-hander 40 healther that literally just lets you impose one of like 5 different things at the start of your turn.
Again, 4-handers, much like 8-handers, have all generally been busted.
They have.
Again, it's just really hard to balance those things. So we'll see.
Quan Chi was banned. 8-handers were banned. I want reversals to come back. I want 4-handers to come back. I want this to be the year that drags all the old heads back into the game, kicking and screaming.
Yeah, but the trouble is then you lose players who don't want to have to deal with all the busted shit. They actually want an interactive game rather than derping.
Who gets to have it? We've got Younger to go. What's an interactive game? You either die or they don't draw hot.
You can block Younger to go. You could interact with him. You just need to actually play defense rather than be monkey. I'm not saying he's not probably a bit overtuned, but there is game against Younger to go. He is just doing monkey things.
Then we got a Mina Ashido 3 and Momo Yorazu 3.
Yeah, Mina 3 is just looks like a sort of worse Mina 2. I know there's some things that maybe she does better.
Yeah, I think the enhanced commit, remove 2 face downs from your card pool is very, very cool because the fact you can do it in your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
But
I'd rather just have all of my attacks burn for a bajillion.
Yeah, you rather all loses one if the static ranged or slam reminds me a lot of Dabby 3's response. But
yeah, I suspect it's just going to be like a lot of her kits going to be better in Mina too.
Yeah, she's still going to be a very cool counter to Kurama because I'll stuff 1, I'll stuff 2, cool. I'll commit, remove those 2, destroy Ready Foundation.
Yeah.
Momo.
But yeah, I'll have to see what her kit looks like. Obviously, we didn't get her kit.
Yeah.
Momo looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, commit 1 foundation. You get to first form. You get to just build something from your discard. Is always fun.
Yeah, so you just sort of play a very wide variety of things, like effectively almost like a tutor type package where you don't want to be seeing multiples. Like you want to have lots of individuals, so you could always turn on that first form and things that work with being committed.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's like a not direct reprint, but the spiritual reprint of her Sienko, which is what we suspected when we saw her secret spoiled very early on in the season. And yeah, the choosing a foundation and just getting a -1, +1, or whatever, you're always getting at least +1 and -1 in every attack. It's quite nice.
Yeah, it's a shame you can't.
To like 2 or 3 maybe.
It's a shame you can't target face downs for that with the current meta of it.
Yeah, it doesn't count. It doesn't have a name.
But I mean, the fact is, it's not a once per turn. It's not a twice per turn. It's every single attack. So you're at least getting a minimum plus
exactly.
speed and minus speed.
To it.
It's very cute. Like these 2 remind me of Dabby 3 and like how cute they are. I think they're very locals playable, but I wouldn't take these to a regional, depending on their kit, of course.
Yes, it depends. I don't know. I mean, I think Momo you probably could do something with, but I don't know. Like she gets to play Hardened Claw Crusher really well.
She gets to play spreading the word.
Yeah, but you want multiple, is that right?
Yeah, but you can just blow it up and then build it back in. It's fine. Or if it gets flipped, or
yeah, and like she gets to do the standard like pigeons or
like Pussycats as well,
another
like
one.
Jester does. But yeah, that's a cool thing. Jester gets the cool interaction I hadn't considered with Jester and pigeons.
Yeah.
Then we got the Jiro SR.
Yeah, this looks like just even outside of Jiro, this looks really strong. It's very big.
Yeah, 4/7 with on decent symbols for speed.
Yeah, the secrets we've seen so far, at least the ones in this one, they seem pretty good. They seem pretty pushed. Yeah, like it's got EX and it's just big, and then like conceivably debuilding twice. It's strong.
And this is an excellent stringer because it's just everyone you block, my next ones get +1.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like a perfect string opening. Like just late game, it's like, okay, cool. You've got 8 or more. You put 1 onto your bottom of your deck. I've debuilt you 1, and then you have to block this. Or again, you debuild you another 1. I mean, they want to block it anyway. It's coming for a lot of damage, but again, it does have that EX too, so there's a nice momentum out as well. Yeah, this one looks strong. Like it's a low. It's very high damage.
I think the alt art. I think I prefer the regular art to the alt art, but I like the green kanji.
Yeah, I like the fact that they are different arts with the kanji. So you've got So rather than it just being the same artwork with the kanji, they are different artworks.
I did like the Yu Hakusho stuff where like the kanji sort of went into the background and the image was like integrated into the image rather than being static like it is here. But
the Yu ones were really good. The Yu exercise was really nice.
Yeah, I think either changing the art or integrating the kanji is a great move that they've done. We also got Kendo's SR, which again has
Kendo's SR seems really strong.
I mean, Breaker 3 on a mid block is just can't complain about that.
Yeah, and it just really upsets me. It doesn't share any symbols with Stormer Blades.
That's fair. I was thinking it's a shame it doesn't share with Mirio.
Well, yeah, just so you can't sort of, Storm Blades into it, discard 2 cards, pick up a Storm Blades again. Like, that's the magical Christmas land I want to live in. But yeah, sadly it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But yeah, this seems really strong. Like it's again just lots of damage. Just being able to not only clear your card pool, pick up an attack, and just having Breaker 3 as well.
Is there a world where you play
late in the string? It's just like a 3 diff, 3 mid for 5 that then picks up a card from your card pool, so clears you one, and then gets you another attack. So yeah, very strong. And like I say, just later on, it's like a Breaker 3, which very much says stop attacking. So
I want to see a world where someone plays this and Agile Drop, and they're just discarding cards from everywhere to just keep picking stuff up.
Yeah,
you can't pick up Agile Drop with Big Fist Bash, unfortunately. But you could essentially play Big Fist Bash, pick up Big Fist Bash, play Agile Drop, discard 2 cards, pick up Big Fist Bash, play Big Fist Bash, discard 2. You can't pick up Big Fist Bash with Big Fist Bash now.
Yeah,
but you could. Can we take? I'll find a way to loop these. Tasty Riff can do it.
Yeah, you're gonna run out of cards eventually.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll find a way.
Feel free.
I know it involves Agile Drop. That's all I know.
Excuse me. But yeah, this one again looks strong. Again, it's the mid thing, but you don't necessarily have to be mono mid for this one. Like you don't have to be just doing full kendo things.
I think Big Fist Bash is going to go into a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
especially given that it shares symbols with Younger to Go. Discard 2 cards from your card pool to pick up a mid attack with Younger to Go seems fun.
He doesn't really have mids that he plays though, right? All of his good ones are highs.
I mean, on all, you just pick up...
on all, yeah, maybe.
On all, you just pick up Yusuke stuff, like Double Spirit Blast, Final Spirit Gun. You get some of the Genkai stuff on all. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's stuff you can do with this, but again, it seems very strong.
100%. And then we got to see 6 of the alt art characters. Lady Naga looking really cool in this. We got to see the hero.
Yeah, the alt arts look really nice.
No, 100%. Like seeing the hero characters, hero costumes. Momo's, I wish, was more conservative to how she actually wears her outfit. And Jiro's looking really cool, like the kind of like the summertime holiday sort of wear.
Yeah, it's sort of casual wear, right, in the Jiro one.
But yeah,
they're great. They're cool.
Yeah, Lady Naga just looks like it's ripped right out of her fight with Deku.
Yeah, again, I mean, I imagine a lot. I don't know how much of this is bespoke art and how much of it is taken from the show itself. Again, I don't know well enough to know that.
I think the majority of it is screenshots that have been turned into PNG with like bespoke background art.
Yeah.
And then the last thing from the article was the new Chrome designs.
Yeah.
The more like raised lettering and stuff.
I think this toga is one of those ones that isn't really benefiting being on a digital copy.
Yeah. If you look at like the 6 and the 29, they don't look great. I think when we see the foil patterning, when we actually see these, the physical pictures of these cards, I think they're going to look great. And I really hope they get brought to regionals in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they were. Yeah, I think, like I say, it just there's something about the way that toga looks almost like a bit washed out and a bit sort of unfinished. So I think it's one of those things where it's going to look a lot different in person. That's sort of my take on it. Is that yeah, I think it will look a lot better in person than it does sort of on the screen.
Looking at the name, look at the hand size and the health total. It looks kind of like when you do like a really bad cropping of the colors out of a card. I think, like I said, the digital image isn't doing it justice. I think it's going to look really cool IRL, and great to see a female villain in the Chrome family. We had Dabby last time, who's I think the first villain to get a character.
Do we know who the first Chrome? Mirko was getting a Chrome, right?
Mirko got a Chrome, yeah. Mirko got a Chrome, Toga's got a Chrome, so we need 3 more.
Okay. So who do we think the other 3 are? Do we think any of the ones spoiled so far are going to have a Chrome?
I think Ochako will get a Chrome because Toga got a Chrome.
Fair. Jiro maybe because it's Jiro. She's one of the big ones, or maybe Momo. Maybe Nagant. I don't know how big Nagant is in terms of like the story and fan base.
Nagant's definitely a fan favorite. It depends on who else is left to come, because I mean, what with where's Nagant? There's Nagant.
I don't know. Maybe I don't necessarily think Kendo or Mina would get one.
Momo is number 55, and that would be technically the last one. So Mina's 37, Mirko is 45, 46, and then Momo is 55, which is why Magni and Midnight I confirmed not getting one, because after that it goes below MO in the alphabet. If we get the female Nomu known as Woman, that could get a Chrome. She's very popular, and she's kind of like, if Toga is a mirror to, is like a female, is an antagonist, Woman is like the first big bad Nomu that Mirko kind of has trouble with.
Okay.
If we get Miss Jokes, I wouldn't be surprised to see Miss Jokes get one. Miss Jokes is an absolute fan favorite. Female character.
Yeah. I think Momo could. I think Jiro could.
I think
Ochako could.
Ochako definitely has. There's no chance. Ochako definitely does get one. I'm trying to think who could possibly be from like where we are alphabetically as well. I think we'll be coming to the end of like full kits.
Well, we've got a bunch more characters we're supposed to be getting, right? I mean, we've got I think 3 more in terms of characters we haven't had, like Nagant and Kendo are the only ones that aren't.
Yeah, 5 brand new.
The only 1 dot so far, right?
Yeah, if we get 3 more completely new ones, Miss Jokes is if Miss Jokes should be one. It's really,
it could be then Woman and Stars and Stripes, right? You know, I don't know any other ones, but
it could be Woman, it could be Stars and Stripes. Could be some like background villains from the raid arc, but yeah, this is. I'm trying to like rack my head, and this is how bad like the writing of MHA is. They're like female characters. I can't actually remember them. Let's have a look. Female MHA characters. May Hatsumi got Inko isn't getting one because she's one of the mothers.
Hagakure, that's
yeah,
T, isn't it?
Toru, yeah,
so again, we could
Toru's,
possibly still get a Toru.
yeah, but Toru isn't a new one.
No, I'm just thinking about the character that could
Oh
still
yeah,
be set.
I expect to see Toru 3. I doubt we'll get the defending Pension Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Kami's already got a character, so it won't be her. Bubble Girl's already got a character. Toru's got one. Kendo's already confirmed to be getting one. Nagami could get one. Yeah. Oh, that could be one. We could get a La Brava one, I guess.
La Brava, no. Again, much like Eri, we've got the asset version. I don't think we'll get a character version.
She might not get a full kit, but we could get Mo Kamiji, which is also known as Burning, which is one of Endeavor's sidekicks. She's got green flaming hair.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of Endeavor's sidekicks. She does actually have a decent amount of screen time.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see. Obviously, we'll get that over the coming weeks in terms of how they want to sort of space out the spoiler season. But yeah, I mean,
I think
so far in terms of the sort of characters and stuff, they're more interesting, I think, than powerful, which in a way is good. They're not just kind of let's put a bunch of stats on things, right? I'm going to do an interesting thing.
They're a lot more
like Momo, for example.
Yeah, they're a lot more mechanically unique than the Yu Hakusho ones, which are more like give big stats, boost big stats, punch in face. These are more technical in the way they're going to be used. Kind of like what MHA was after set 1.
Yes. So, hopefully they do see their time in the sun and they don't get swallowed up by the land of 6-hand size stat monsters.
Yeah. I think they probably might try and get all the character reveals done by regionals, so they can then spoil the other SRs and chromes and stuff at the regionals.
Possibly, yes.
It's stuff they have done. They have done it that kind of way before. It's just a bit awkwardly timed because like the first regional starts 5 weeks before the set drops.
Yeah.
I need to get used to calling them regionals and not RLEs. They're not RLEs anymore. They are regionals.
Yeah, I mean that's just how it is. Like you end up calling things what they are, like you just once you've got in your head what it's an RLE, you're just going to call them RLEs from now until forever.
Yeah, exactly. I had a good laugh up yesterday at the qualifiers when we were talking about Star Trek coming in because they people didn't even know that Star Trek was one of the ones.
Yeah, again, I'm still. I don't know how they're going to fit it in, but
we've just been followed by Card Goblin. Big shout out to we were talking about you like an hour ago and like the singles market and how we recommended everyone. And Richard was very kindly saying we would love to be sponsored by Card Goblin.
Yeah, I was saying I'm totally down to sell out. Anyway, yes, thanks for the follow. And hello, welcome to chat.
But yeah, we're just looking over this stuff here. we were going to try and go till 11 for the bands, but I legitimately cannot think of what else to talk about.
No, I mean, I think that's good. I mean, in terms of the bands, I don't think we need to stay up until that happens.
Yeah. Well,
ultimately, I don't expect much. I expect, like, if I was going to put like some betting odds on things, I think we could see Twisting Azure. Like, the card's pretty cracked. I don't think anyone would be hugely shocked if it was on. I don't think it will be, but again, I don't think anyone will be hugely shocked. They could touch Younger Tagoro if they feel like he's too oppressive.
I
don't know. I doubt they will, but again, I could see that. Rando Spirit Gun.
I don't think Rando Spirit Gun needs touching this month. I think he needs touching in May before the set drops.
They could preempt it, right? They could just say, right, let's just stop it doing dumb things, get rid of it.
But yeah, I think as much as I hate it and I love the card, I think Azure does need to go before regional season. I think Younger to go. At one point during yesterday, I had someone at -5 on all their checks. It isn't fun to do that. And I think
Mr. Goblin. Yeah. So yeah, we've just been chatting about it. The preview so far. I think there are some, like, from my perspective, there are some sort of outliers in terms of interesting cards. Most of it feels pretty mid, and that's not a pun on Kendo being in the set. Like the secrets seem fairly power outlier. Some of the ultra rares seem really cool. Some of the characters seem fun and build aroundy, but not necessarily powerful. So we'll just have to see how the rest of the set shakes out from my perspective. But yeah, none of the characters have really grabbed me in terms of this. Like, Momo's probably the most interesting ones in terms of doing a fun buildy thing with it. But I don't know whether it's actually powerful or not, rather than just doing the same, like a similar full boxy approach on like an overhaul, for example.
So when they previewed Toga 4, my initial response was, please let this be the baseline, not the peak. And as it's going to look like, Toga 4 is kind of looking like the peak of the power of the set.
Yeah, Toga 4 basically is crack-a-lackers with Rando Spirit Guard. Like, it basically does really stupid things with it, and you end up with sort of Neo Quan Chi.
So outside of Rando Spirit Gun, I think in Sealed she's also going to be a bomb, because you're not locked by symbol, which means you just shove all your characters in there and go, I get to be anyone I want.
Yeah, but again, it's going to be, you're going to be having 5 cards in your 40, right? So I don't think she's going to be a bomb in Sealed. I think she'll probably be fine, because you do get to put those in. And, like, who knows if you're going to get characters that actually have abilities on that are worth doing, right?
Yeah, I mean, but I think she's going to be really cool. I think she is getting close to the peak power. I want girl power to be really cool. The attacks and the foundations that are coming are really, really cool, and I can see how they're going to shape future decks. I haven't seen a single character yet, apart from Toga 4, which I think is just funny, that I am going to slam and go, I need to play this. Last in Yu Hakusho, it was Younger Tagoro. Elder Tagoro. I saw Elder Tagoro go, I need to play this. I need to have some fun with it. I played it on all 3 symbols. I had a lot of fun. Now I need to start seriously considering what I'm going to play next. In Go Power, I haven't seen a single card yet. There's a single character that makes me go, this looks fun enough that I need to do some silly things with it. We've only seen 4 characters. Well, 5 characters from Mirko.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
now we've seen 7 characters. Right. We've got 11 characters left to go. I'm sure there'll be one in there, but I'm definitely going to be pre-ordering like at least a case of this.
Hey, if only we knew an online retailer that would sell cases of this product. If only there was one of those that existed, huh?
An online retailer with very competitive prices and discount codes on top of those competitive prices.
Yes, if only we knew one of those. I'm not a sellout, I promise.
I am. I literally when anyone yesterday at the local qualifier when they were talking about the singles at all, I was like, yeah, hit up Card Goblin. It's like and literally today, Richard has restocked the Yu Hakusho stuff, and the DMS guys have been going nuts. I think I was sharing around. I was sharing around like the To-Go Brothers card price because I just bought all their stock. I bought all 4 of the To-Go Brothers cards they had. And then Connor went and bought some stuff. And Owen, AK6, has gone and bought like a massive list of stuff. Aaron's going to be going on the 14th and picking up some stuff for the RLE. I think Rob might pick some stuff up as well. So yeah, like I said, I'm sending a lot of stuff to Card Goblin's way because Card Goblin constantly keeps posting in the Facebook groups. They're constantly like looking for feedback. They're trying to be an active part of the community, which is part of what draws us to things like UA Rejects and Sam's site. They're members of the community selling singles, whereas this is a retailer trying to be part of the community, which I think is really, really cool.
Yeah.
You've just restarted. Yeah. This is how desperate the
that's
UK.
a good thing, right? You know, you're doing business, and that's something we all are happy to see.
This is because the UK market is so saturated for singles. The moment they drop, it's like a piranha strikes them, all it is picking it apart. I think like there was a Genkai's Guidance XSR on there for like 21 quid, and it just flew out.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that probably about covers everything
Again,
for this evening.
We're not sponsored by Card Goblin. We're open to it, but we're not sponsored. We just really believe in what they're doing for the UK community. And I'm looking forward to meeting Richard in 2 weeks when he's selling singles at the actual regionals. In terms of bands, before we get distracted, I think Azor's time has come, and
I suspect I suspect it'll be nothing. Yeah. I think if anything does, Twisting Ash is probably top of the list.
I suspect it's no changes at all, but and if there is one, we might try and jam. If there is something major, we might try and jam an emergency one tomorrow. I've got plans tomorrow evening, but we can try and sort something out. But I think Azor needs to join its retro counterpart and just go. It's too much value, and especially with the way it's been going down. But I think Storm of Arrows needs to be rad. After seeing it, I still disrespect the combo. I don't think it's as powerful as people pointed out, but seeing the way Tam played it on from Friday and going 3-0, even up against Endeavors and other stuff like that, I think just the fact it can clear itself is powerful enough on its own, never mind the loop.
Yeah. I mean, it's Crownfell, right? Crownfell was banned.
Yeah. You just need to say, cannot clear itself. Richard, Sean from Patriot is an absolutely amazing guy. He runs, I think they've just finished like the webcam event from this week. They've just wrapped it up. Yeah, there are many Asawi fans in the community, but Sean is the best. Sean is the cornerstone of the UK community. Without him, we wouldn't have major tournaments. We wouldn't have it anyway. We wouldn't have this community anyway as much in any way, shape, or form, because nobody would be running regionals, nobody would be nationals. No one would be supporting the growth of this community in any way it has, and that's why everyone will rally behind Sean for stuff like this. And we all kind of like have trust in Sean. If we see Sean's name on an event, we know it's going to be well run. We know it's going to have our best interest in heart, and we know that Sean will have fought for the best possible situation for players and judges as is.
Yeah, totally. Like, I've never had a bad experience at any events I've been to at H-Shirt, so.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, apart from like not topping, which isn't Sean's fault.
No, that's fine. But yeah, so yeah, we'll wrap it up about there.
Yeah, we got half an hour to ban, so hopefully it's just that has been. For the UK community, go and get your singles go check out Card Gone for singles, and I will let Richard wrap it up.
Yeah, so yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Obviously everyone in Twitch, thanks everyone for watching along there. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you very much. Obviously click the like, subscribe, comment, follow, all that stuff. It helps the channel, it's much appreciated. And yeah, we will catch you next time.
Yeah, thanks everyone for being here, and we'll most likely be back on Sunday if nothing else comes up.
Yeah.
Catch you in a bit. Bye.
Peace out, everyone.